I told y'all, man, especially y'all weed heads, stop acting like it's medicine. And I say this because all weed, not all weed people, but plenty of weed people, they act like them smoking weed is somehow better than me drinking. I don't think so. Weed people that admit that they do it just to get high, I don't say nothing about. But it's the stuck up ones. I do, this is medication. This is medicine. This is good for me. Is it? Is it? Woman aged, I'll tell you who wasn't good for this motherfucker. Woman aged 32 who stabbed her date 100 times to death in weed-induced frenzy is sentenced to 100 hours of community service. What the fuck? As judge says she had no control over her actions after cannabis caused psychotic break. What the fuck? If I got drunk and shot a motherfucker 10 times, I would go to prison for murder. I would go to prison for murder. A 100 hours community service? Bryn Spector, whatever the fuck her name is, age 32, killed brief partner Chad O'Malaya, then 26, after hitting a bong. Judge said she had a psychotic break from reality when handling lenient sentence. Victim's family cried when verdict was given and warned it gave everyone who smokes weed in this state a license to kill. Yeah, it does. A California woman who stabbed a man she was dating 100 times and killed him before turning the knife on herself and her dog has been handed 100 hours of community service. She was an astonishing low sentence. Probation for murder. Tell me again how women are oppressed. Exactly. I've never smoked weed or ate an edible or anything in my life. And I've taken LSD. My favorite thing to do is the only drugs I currently have ever consumed that I like to consume are all hallucinogens. Mushrooms, acid, I do like ecstasy. Most other drugs I don't like, and I've never done most of them. I don't even like weed. I've never been high and been like, oh man, I want to kill somebody. Not even on acid, not even... acid is, and mushrooms and shit like that is the shit that'll have you completely out of your fucking brain. And never, not once have I been... I'm more likely to kill you drinking. And I think most people here would agree with that. If you're going to kill somebody, when are you going to be more likely to do it? High or drunk? Well, it depends on the high. Like if you're doing some of that hardcore, you might. But there had to be something else, something harder, something stronger, or the bitch was just crazy. She will spend 100 hours educating others on marijuana-induced psychosis and 2 years on probation, but has promised to spend the rest of her life debunking the myth that cannabis is harmless. You said sober? No, sober, I'll take a motherfucker out. The most deadly version of me is me right now, a sober me. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, weed makes some people panic. It makes some people, but not to kill someone. Chicks can't handle edibles. I gave my one buddy's wife a brownie once and she thought it was the apocalypse. Yeah. Like, I can't even believe this shit. She got off, I'm telling you, because she was a chick. Is there all blood all over her? Look at this broad.
30, outrage from the family members of the victim after a woman who stabbed a man to death is sentenced to probation. Bryn Spacer was convicted of involuntary manslaughter just last month.
This would have never claims to have been under a marijuana-induced.
This would have never happened if she was a dude.
Psychosis when she killed a man she had been dating. KTLA 5's Lauren Lister live now in the newsroom with reaction from the family of the victim. Lauren.
Yeah, Glenn and Lou, we are hearing from the victim's family after that woman found guilty of stabbing their loved one over 100 times in a marijuana-induced psychosis is sentenced. The judge today giving the defendant 2 years felony probation, not prison time. No cameras in the courtroom, but reaction outside.
How I felt was it's just an unjust determination.
Family of slain Thousand Oaks 26-year-old accountant Chad Amelia devastated today after his convicted killer, 32-year-old Bryn Spacer, who's been out on bail since the 2018 slaying, was sentenced today and given no time behind bars.
It's been 5.5 years where she has got to live with her family, and we get to live with a box of ashes.
Last month, the jury found Spacer guilty of involuntary manslaughter, of stabbing Amelia, a man she'd been dating a few weeks, 108 times with 3 different knives, while in the throes of a marijuana-induced psychosis.
These are things everyone agrees on. What we don't agree on is that she should have walked free today after doing what she did. It's a very sad day for victims of crime. It's a very sad day for this family.
At the scene of the killing.
How is this any different? How is this any different than any other situation where somebody gets high or drunk and kills somebody? I thought we established in this country that you being high or drunk is not a get out of jail free card if you commit a crime. I thought we have established that in this country, that it's not an excuse. She's young, she'll kill again. Yeah.
Officers reported finding Amelia dead and Spacer screaming hysterically, still holding the knife, stabbing herself in the neck. Spacer faced up to 4 years in prison plus sentencing enhancements. The judge saying, given the facts of the case, he didn't think it was warranted.
He took into account her lack of criminal record.
Yeah, if you want to know the truth, yes. In my opinion, she was a regular smoker. Do you know why I think that? I'm not a regular smoker of weed. Guess what I don't own in my home? There is a tool that's part of this case that the only people that own it is someone that's a regular smoker. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I don't know anyone that's not a regular smoker that owns a bong. I have never bought or owned a bong in my life, my entire life. I've never even smoked out of a bong. In my opinion, if you own a bong, you're probably a regular smoker. Would you agree? Think about it. I don't know, I wouldn't even know how to use a bong. And I mean that completely. She had a grinder too? She had a grinder, oh yeah, grinder, yeah.
Her professional standing in the community, and that she did in fact suffer from severe psychosis at the time of the killing and really did not know what she was doing.
The judge citing evidence and expert testimony, also saying it proves Spacer did not know marijuana would have this effect on her when she smoked with Amelia at his apartment that night.
So she's never smoked.
About a broader
I still don't believe.
I think he set an absolute terrible precedent in the state of California where it's okay to kill somebody after you smoke marijuana.
Does it set a precedent? I don't know if it does, but it's certainly a case that defense counsels will cite when asking for probation in a case like
Every
this.
case, it's case law now.
If Spacer violates her parole, the judge says she will get 4 years prison time. She does also have to do 100 hours community service. Bryn Spacer, her
even 4 years is low. Even if she got 4 years, it's low. Imagine stabbing a motherfucker 108 times. Stabbing your dog. Fuck this dude, fuck this dog. And only getting, let's just say she got 4 years in prison. That is nuts. But 100 hours community service? 2 years probation? Nah. This is crazy shit.
Family and attorney did not speak after the sentencing, and the attorney has not returned my call either. The defendant did.
He said, this is why, Mr. Pegg said, this is why guys are identifying as female. Valid point.
The judge today, though, very tearful, begging for forgiveness, saying she will spend her life doing good for others.
Man.
That's the latest in the newsroom, Lou. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Lauren, thank you.
Look, I'm against a lot of drugs. I'm not a weed head. I don't know how I feel about people that are weed heads. I know good ones. I know people that do use it for medicinal reasons. But I do not like the idea, even on alcohol. My show, there we go. That's an hour. That's my hour before showtime start alarm. Oopsie. I never want it to be where the drugs or alcohol is blamed on the crime. I don't care how high you get, how drunk you get. Do you see my point? I don't believe that if I get drunk and shoot somebody 100 times, I should be let off. It's no excuse. It never is an excuse. Nobody's that high. Nobody is that high to where you take out a knife and stab your lover 100 times. He said, oh good, we're about to go live. Many weed heads are insufferable. Yeah, but they're not murderers. They're not murderers. Even though I'm against weed, I'm not going to sit here. In my opinion, pot is safer and less deadly than drinking. No, it's not. Do you believe smoking cigarettes is less deadly than drinking and safer? I disagree completely. Maz. I believe anytime you're breathing in carbon monoxide or anything of that, I believe you're harming yourself. And I believe typically that's worse than drinking. I also believe weed legalization is drug decriminalization is ruining our country. But I will say this. I know plenty of people that smoke weed, and none of them would kill anybody off weed. I'm just being honest. So as much as I'd love to look at this and say, ha ha, to you weed people, I can't do it. Because the weed did not make that girl stab that man 108 times. I'm sorry. She did it. I'm not letting her off the hook. Nope. Because even when I look at weed and I look at how chilled out sometimes it makes people, look, I get paranoid and hungry. Agreed, Vincent. No, I don't. Yeah. He smoked weed with the wrong chick. But I believe her herself did this. I do not believe weed had a say in this. I don't believe weed played a part in this. I've been so high, I'm staring out the windows and shit. Exactly, Gobbles. Look, man, we've had this conversation about weed. All I will say is your typical drinker doesn't have to wake and shoot, wake and take a shot. Your typical smoker wakes and bakes like they can't get their day started without it. But we'll leave that shit alone. What kind of scent was this? Need more info on the guy? Probably. I think it's probably just some dude trying to get some pussy, man. And probably was smoking weed with the chick. Men do it all over the place all the time. Shit. I don't even smoke weed. Now, I ain't gonna sit here and tell you I ain't never got weed because I knew I was about to fuck a chick that liked weed. You know what I mean? It's normal. My day would be shot, exactly. But no, that's just all I'm saying. To me, basically I'm defending the weed people here, even though I'm not pro-weed per se. I don't believe the weed can be blamed for this crazy bitch stabbing her boyfriend 108 times. I don't believe it. Exactly, Gobbles. But you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of people that smoke weed throughout their entire day. If drinkers did that, now I do. I drink like that, but your average drinker cannot drink throughout his whole day. I just have a job where I can. If that makes sense. Goddamn, I'm hungry. You are, as I know you're not a fan of weed smokers. Look, I'm I guess I just don't, it's one of those things, like, if you don't drink as much as me, you're probably not going to consider drinking as good as I do. Like, does that make sense? Like, people that aren't weed heads typically don't like weed like that. And people that don't drink a lot typically don't like drink like that. You know what I mean? So it's about time for some eggs and bacon. I don't have shit in my fridge. I'm moving. So I have to fucking order something if I want something to eat. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'd accept the wife cheated on me as more of an excuse than weed. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, my position on weed is just, you guys know what it is. I'm softening it, but I'm still like, my problem is always with the people that claim that it's a medicine. I don't claim drinking is a medicine. Stop claiming weed's a medicine. It's not. You just like to get fucked up just like I like to get fucked up. We just have two different drugs. I'm a drinking guy, you're a weed guy. You know what I mean? It's that simple. I'm definitely getting hungry, man. Maybe I probably should stop and get something to eat. Stomach is starting to rumble. I'll probably come back. There's no probably to it. I assume I'm coming back. I want to get a couple stories done here. We've been going for 2 hours, 22 minutes. Today could be the day. But I'll probably come back because I still got some stories to do. But I'm hungry, man. I gotta grab me something to eat, man. I gotta order me something now. I'm not the best drunk. I used to get pretty fucking mean, so I stay away from whiskeys, tend to drink beer. You're more than likely to stare at a tree all day on weed than to get violent. I agree with that, Leon. Weed is safer and healthier than opioids. I probably can agree with that. I can agree with that. I think this is my problem with weed people, though, Mas. Do you hear the weed people? Do you see the weed people? Are you still doing keto? Yes, but I'm not going to today. I'm not going to at all today. Not even close. No, I'm going to eat some carbs today. I'm going to take it. It's going to be a cheat day today. So I got to make sure all my groceries were gone by the time I was ready to leave. So I'm gonna have to Uber Eats it or something today. Here's my problem with it. What you're saying, Maz, is my problem. My problem is, why does weed people always have to fucking rant and rave about how healthy weed is. It's so weird to me. You don't see people that drink doing that. Like, it's so weird to me how people rant and rave about how safe weed is. Just, for me, it's just, it's. That's why I say, if you just like it, just say you like it and you like being high, and I'm okay with that. But it's like I said, for some reason, it's the fucking people that are like, this is healthy. No, it's not. Not even close. This is medicine. No, it's not. It can be in certain situations to cope with pain. Healthy as broccoli, not a smoke you put in your chest. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bingo. Bingo. That's all I'm saying. Hemp oil has multiple health, but we're not talking about hemp oil. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you, though, about hemp oil, but damages your lungs just like cigarettes. Maybe that's why they're confused, because they're high. They're confused because they're high. If you catch me drunk, the right amount of drunk, I might be like, man, this whiskey is... Let me tell you all the health benefits of this whiskey. It's because I'm drunk. It's not real. There's no health benefits, really. You know what I'm saying? And especially at the amount that I'm drinking it. Yeah, if you're waking and baking and then hitting the ball or the weed all damn day, it's not healthy. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. But anyway, yeah, you catch me drunk, I'll tell you, drink it to do everything. Drink it, the alcohol, the whiskey bottle could probably drive the car. Whatever. So you never want to listen to me too intensely when I'm drinking. I like redheads, not saying they're safe. Exactly. So can I drink and drive and get away with it if I'm high too? That's a good point. That's a good question. If we just add weed to whatever crime that we commit now, can we get away with it? That's a good question. Just talking about weed has got me hungry. I'm about to get some nachos or some shit.